gamers? Hi, ho, 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 howdy, how are you? How do you do? Hello. What's up, Comb, Zebra, Will, Kingo? Welcome, welcome. Guys, welcome to the stream. It's gonna be a big night. We've got lots of acing and attorneying to do. It's also a solemn night, for it is the very last Chainsaw Tuesday. Chainsaw Man has been in my tags for years now. Chainsaw Tuesdays have been a thing, you know, for some time. So it's definitely it's a bittersweet day. Should I keep Chainsaw Man in my tags? Should I get rid of it? You know what else is in my tags? Boxes and bags have been in there for years too, right? Could be the end of an era. I could get rid of all three of those, you know, after this playthrough for sure. I won't. We'll keep the Chainsaw Man tag. Man. I don't know how much I'll necessarily talk about Chainsaw Man. Just because not everybody reads it or cares. Hey, what's up, buddy, bro? Why do the attorneys always end up winning? Why can't we, the prosecutors, win? Well, then we need pro-prosecutor. We need the pro-prosecutor trilogy is what it sounds like we need. But it's Chainsaw Man's final chapter. I don't know. It was fine, I guess. Woo, no Chojin X. Get that Chainsaw Man out of the way. It was at least a lengthy chapter. It was 29 pages, so, you know, it was essentially, you know, kind of like 2 chapters worth of content. And it was a fine chapter, I suppose. It was nice. There were some nice moments, but I don't know. It didn't really like hit me. It hasn't. I don't know. It hasn't really like sunk in yet. I think mostly because as I was reading it, I was like still thinking in the back of my mind, well, there's a possibility that I'm gonna get to the end of the chapter and it's gonna say end of part 2. Like, it doesn't. It just says the end. Yeah. And I don't know. And maybe I just don't get Chainsaw Man, alright? You know, you look at Twitter and any like post talking about it, like you're gonna see the people who are like, it's a thematically perfect ending. Personally, I think that comes off as a little cope. And it reads a little bit, I am smarter than you. Now, they may genuinely think that, but I'm allowed to interpret their words in my own way. Um, and then you'll see people who say it, it sucked or it wasn't good. Like I'm somewhere in between, where I'm like, yeah, it was fine. There were some nice moments, there were some nice things. I just didn't like how we got here and how sudden it was. I mean, and this is kind of nothing new. Like so much of part 2 is weird, and kind of running in circles and not like feeling like we're really ever going anywhere. It definitely feels like Fujimoto probably just lost interest, or just wanted to be done, wanted to move on or whatever, and was just like, that's I'm done. That's it. Yo, 3 stream streak. Let's go, Comb. This is not the Ava TV ending, and I keep seeing people compare it to that. I wouldn't even call it a high note. Yeah. I don't know. Just because of how much of part 2 has felt just incredibly muddied, like it doesn't feel like a surprise. Part 2 I feel like has never had a super clear goal or objective or endpoint. I mean, like it has, I guess, but I don't know. And maybe on a reread, it comes off as better. But on the week to week, or weekish to weekish, because it wasn't always every week. Very, very jumbled part. But I don't know. It was fine, I guess. There were some nice moments. It is what it is. As someone who's read Chainsaw Man from day one, I very much enjoyed this series. Like even part 1, which I think is fantastic. I don't think it's perfect. And I should probably do a whole series reread at some point. But I think definitely part 2 has, at a certain point, and I don't know when that point is exactly, I think has just totally dropped the ball and has lost my interest. It's a little bit My Hero in a way, which maybe sounds like incredible slander, but in a way that Chainsaw Man Part 2 reached a point similar to My Hero where my willingness to engage with the universe or the story or the characters or whatever kind of just died, and anything, and it's just kind of reading out of a loyalty / morbid curiosity. That morbid curiosity sounds that makes it sound like it was all bad. Yeah, stuff just started happening. Yeah, I read it from day one. I don't remember if I saw Chainsaw Man in the on the app, and I can't remember if Chainsaw Man started in time for the way the Shonen Jump app currently is, or if it started when they were still giving us the whole magazine you would flip through. I can't remember. Snack might remember that. but I definitely remember seeing a Minovsky article on Twitter, like, talk about it. And I was like, oh, and he had like glowing praise, and he, had a big, I think, I was definitely interested in anything he was interested in, just because I was following along with like his One Piece read through thread, and he has good taste and stuff. So I was like, yeah, I think I'll give this a shot. Pretty sure it was after the magazine era. Let's see, I could look through my purchases. No, you know what? I do have the Weekly Shonen Jump, December 3rd, 2018. It's actually the second to last magazine. And here is Denji on the cover. Jumpstart, Chainsaw Man. Let's see. So, if it was right at the start of the magazine, maybe I did just read it right from the start. Because it would have been the first thing I saw in there, as you open up. And then right after that, let's see, here is One Piece Chapter 926, Excavation Labor Camp, from the Wano arc. Let's see what else was in this What else was in this issue? Let's see, we also got a Chapter 290 of Food Wars, Chapter 184 of Black Clover, Chapter 85 of Dr. Stone, Chapter 208 of My Hero, Chapter 90 of We Never Learn, Chapter 114 of The Promised Neverland, and that looks like it's it. Well, Promised Neverland at the way ass back. Let's see, and then what was the next? Is this next a full issue? Yeah, and then I do still have one more full issue of Shonen Jump. This was the last one in this format. From December 10th, 2018. Oh, and flashback. Day one of the unsatisfying end, baby. Hey, but I think that's it. That's Chainsaw Man. Woohoo! Hooray! You guys want to talk about Raw? You guys ready for Raw? We're not even gonna play the fucking game yet. Bam. So last week, we brought up the concept of what all of the prosecutors, what their weapons would be. So I decided to make a little presentation. I did a little Sis SBS. So you guys ready? You guys locked in? The era of firearms, modern lawfare. You are fucking kidding me. So this will be fun. This something only Sis could make. Yeah. This will be fun. All right. First up, we've got Marvin Grossberg. So for each character, I gave them a primary, a secondary, and like their quote, like a quote. Tasteful font choice. I didn't put a lot of effort into font or themes or anything like that. It's just a fucking Google slideshow. Um, as I was making this, I was like, oh well, like Marvin Grossberg, of course, he says crack up and schnut up. But so then I figured I would give everybody a little quote. So for Marvin Grossberg, his primary is an M4A1, which is the fully automatic variant of the M4 carbine, developed in the U.S. in the 1980s. And his sidearm, his secondary, is a Mac 11, a fully automatic machine pistol capable of firing 1,200 rounds per minute, developed in the USA in the 1970s. Now, I know you typically wouldn't cock either of these guns. I mean, I guess like an M4 you would, but I don't know. I just wanted to go, for Marvin Grossberg, I wanted to go like fully automatic USA made, just absolute, bullet hoses. And both of these definitely fit that that kind of aesthetic. Just, balls to the walls, put a lot of rounds down range. Yeah, it's not exactly. I mean, it's all for fun. Could I have just as easily given him a hunting rifle? For sure. But I wanted him to have that kind of all-American, extreme kind of vibe. So I don't know. There's good old Marvin Grossberg. He subs in a hunting rifle every now and then. Let me preface all of this by saying I am by no means a gun expert. I know of guns from video games and movies and TV shows. I have never fired a gun. I don't think I ever would. So don't come at me with anything more than like base questions. Alright, but that's Marvin Grossberg. Any questions? I'm pulling out a fucking Mac 11. Yeah. Alright. He only knows the ones from Call of Duty, more or less. Alright, next up we have Manfred von Karma. Here we go. Now, during the stream last week, I believe I said that he would use like a G3 semi-auto rifle. I kind of forgot about that when I was making this. So his quote, which is just something that Xemnas says in battle, "Why don't you vanish?" I was trying to come up with a good one for him, but that felt fun. I definitely wanted. I think Tamal last week in chat suggested the Mauser. The Mauser C96. So let's go over the sidearm. The secondary is a Mauser C96, semi-automatic pistol developed in Germany in the 1890s. Has an attachable wooden stock to improve accuracy at long distances. This is a pretty classic weapon. If you've played Resident Evil 4, you might know it as the Red 9, which is a variant on it. Not in this picture, but typically on the handle there would be like an upside down 9, which was there to remind soldiers that it should use 9mm rounds. That is if you didn't know, that is what the 9 represents in Red 9. So that's kind of fun. Now for his primary, he's got the M30 Luftwaffe Drilling, which is a double-barrel shotgun with a third barrel underneath, which can be chambered with a rifle round. Um, it's a little hard. Now this picture specifically is from Call of Duty World War II, the video game. Um, but that was the best picture I could find online that like really showcased the third barrel underneath. Developed in Germany in 1941. I think you can probably figure out what the dots mean. So yeah, he also has 2 extra firearms, his hands. The Luftwaffe drilling is a pretty interesting weapon. Not very many were ever actually made. It was given to soldiers who went to Africa, and it was to be used as like a survival weapon. Not of like would not it is not a very well known or like prominent or well mass produced weapon. How he has a version of it, who could know? But I thought the idea of a shotgun that could also fire a rifle round, I thought just felt really raw for good old Manfred von Karma. So there we go. All right, who is next? Ah, you're gonna love this one. All right, does anyone think they can guess Winston Payne? I'll give you a moment. I'm simply on this ride. Fair enough. Zebra, do you want to wager a guess? Oh, no. There's no gags. They're all legit weapons. You would say raw to every single one of these. That was the goal. Remember, this is Winston Payne in his prime. That's an important distinction, right? This is Winston Payne when he had aura. This is not the the modern Winston Payne of today. You know, after the MIA Accords were established and guns were banned. So you have to remember that this time period. All right, so for good old Winnie Payne, there he is. His quote is, "You're gonna love this." I gave him a Tommy gun for his primary, the M1A1 Thompson submachine gun with a 100-round drum mag, developed in the United States during the 1910s. And his secondary is the FN57 semi-automatic handgun with a 20-round mag. Fires 5.7 by 28 millimeter rounds, which are much stronger than 9mm. Developed in Belgium in the 1990s. The Tommy gun was like, yes, this is what I want. The sidearm took me a little longer to figure out. I did just settle on it a few hours ago. The 5.7 is what the Punisher handgun in Resident Evil 4 is based on. In RE4, the Punisher, that's the pistol that has the piercing rounds, which I thought just kind of sounded cool for Winston Payne, and also that it would be called, that gun in RE4 is called the Punisher. And then in doing a little more reading about the 5.7, apparently it's a very popular weapon with Mexican cartels, and has something of a reputation for being known as a cop killer, which I thought sounded kind of raw for Winston Payne. So he's definitely got that gangster aesthetic. He's got aura, he had hose, old Tommy Gun Payne. And he pulls out his gun and he goes, "You're gonna love this." I thought that was raw. Alright. Up next is Damon Gant. Here he is, the King of Raw. Now Damon Gant was kind of hard for me to figure out, and kind of sort of doesn't even really belong on the list because he's not really like a prosecutor. But I decided to give him just like raw like guns. Snack, yeah. Which I thought sounded cool for Winston Payne. So Damon Gant, his little quote is, and this is right from the game. A police chief has all kinds of weapons. I definitely had to look up snippets from the Rise from the Ashes trial, both to remember what he sounded like and what he was like. I also almost went with like my time is short or something like that. He says that a couple of times, or like your time is up. But yeah, so I gave him his primary is a Winchester Model 1887 lever action shotgun developed in the US in 1887. I mean, this is just a classic. I think he absolutely can do the flip reload, which is an incredibly difficult thing to actually do in real life, but he can do it. He can spin the gun around and reload it to fire another shot. And I also gave him a Colt Python 6-round cylinder Magnum revolver developed in the US in the 1950s, because I wanted him to have both extremely powerful guns and the idea of him, basically doing the Dirty Harry, so, righto, did I fire 5 shots or 6? Are you feeling lucky? I thought that sounded like incredibly Damon Gant core. And what am I gonna do? Not have a revolver anywhere on this list? Come on. So there's good old Damon Gant. Alright, next up, good old Gumshoe. Gumshoe is maybe a little basic, but I'm happy with what I came up with. Hey, you got the R to remain us, pal. is his quote. They do everything. Yeah, we do things. We like to shorten things up down at the pre. Yeah, you got the R to remain us. Both of his weapons are something that you literally need to very clearly state. Otherwise, you could like call a mistrial. Yeah, that's very important. If you know the image of all the guys riding out from... Oh, I should have done Mow the Clown. Oh, well. If you know the image of all the guys riding out of MP9 or Impel Down, you have to picture them firing or brandishing all of these weapons. So Gumshoe, I went very just kind of standard police officer. So his primary is an H&K MP5, which is one of the most iconic SMGs, like just to be used in media. Submachine gun developed in West Germany in the 1960s. Mow the Clown has to have held a minigun. That's raw, Snack. You think he dusted it off for that moment? Yes, I do, Zebra. That's raw. The MP5, incredibly iconic submachine gun. It's got this iconic when you reload and then you slap down on the front of the barrel where the kind of cocking mechanism is. Um, that's awesome. All right, Snack. What Snack just said? You can't see it. You can't see it on the stream. I've just realized. I have it covering. There you are. Minigun main and sidearm is like Joker's revolver that shoots at the little flag that says bang. She brought them all their old guns and gave Mo whatever Winston had. Does he still use these weapons since he's part of the police force? I think probably. He just, he's not allowed to use them in court. And his sidearm is a classic, the Beretta M9, 9mm semi-automatic handgun, jointly developed by the U.S. and Italy in the 1980s. I mean that's just both of these guns are used by police forces all over the world. Maybe not necessarily your local. I mean, the M9 would be. The MP5 maybe more if you were on like the SWAT team or something. But these are both just very kind of standard issue police, weapons. His attorney pre-PD lets Gumshoe wield an SMG if the situation calls for it. I think so. All right. Oh, I thought I moved him. Fuck. I thought I moved him to the end. Fuck. Hold on. All right. Well, you've seen it. I actually wanted this one to be the last. The judge. I demand order. Is his quote. His primary, which I came up with in a stroke of pure genius, is the M32 grenade launcher. A 40 millimeter 6-shot grenade launcher developed in South Africa in the 1980s. Did not know that's where that was developed. That was interesting. I learned something. The M32 grenade launcher, notably the weapon of Haru Okumura, that is her gun in Persona 5. I thought that was genius. I think he maybe calls it the Haru's grandmother. Did he ever have to use this? Maybe not the primary. But, he's got it. And his secondary is the Taurus Judge. Genuinely what it's called. Did not even know that when I picked this for him. This was the gun that I just decided on a few hours ago. I was having trouble picking a sidearm for him. The Taurus Judge. 5-shot revolver capable of chambering shotgun rounds. Developed in Brazil in the aughts. This is a gun that I know of as a secondary in Call of Duty Black Ops 2. In that game, it's called the Executioner, which I thought was raw for the Judge to use. And then I looked it up, and it's literally called the Judge. Because I made it a PDF. If you look up this gun, on some variants, it literally does say Judge, like, on the barrel. It's on there. But yeah, it's a little handgun that it can shoot just kind of like normal. I mean, normal, like, not like 9mm, but like, typical pistol rounds, but you can also load it with shotgun shells. It's pretty sick. So that's what the Judge uses, and he goes, "I demand order." The pistol, the secondary, is definitely what he uses more frequently for minor disputes in court. The grenade launcher is, he can use a lot of different styles of ammo. Um, I think that's pretty cool. I considered giving the judge like a taser, or maybe even Gumshoe like a taser, but I decided against it. You just hear foop, foop, foop into the crowd. Yeah, it's also definitely like a crowd control weapon because you can put like tear gas grenades in. Um, then I debated on giving the judge like a riot shield, but I was like, I gotta give him a weapon. He can't just have a grenade launcher and a riot shield, as raw as that would be. I feel like I had to give him a typical gun. Alright, and last but not least, Diego Armando. It's gotta have a kick to it. Big and fucking loud are his weapons. His primary is the Barrett M82, 50 BMG anti-material sniper rifle, developed in the U.S. in the 1980s. The anti-tank gun, 50 caliber. Basically, the rounds that it fires are like almost the length of a dollar. Like if you like pulled out a dollar bill or any bill, it's like almost the length of a bill. They're fucking massive. This is not a weapon you would ever like just manhandle and like run around with like you do in like a Call of Duty. But it's it's loud, it's powerful, and it's raw. Developed in the U.S. in the 1980s, and of course his secondary, the Deagle, the Desert Eagle, semi-automatic handgun that fires 50 Action Express rounds, 50 caliber. It's a 50 caliber pistol round, so it's not the same as like the 50 caliber round used in a Barrett. I figured it would be better to put down the actual name of the bullet and just kind of explain. Commonly, both of these fire 50 cal, but they're different kinds of 50 caliber. Jointly developed by the U.S. and Israel in the early 1980s. If you know anything ever, you know what a Desert Eagle is. Magnum pistol firing rounds, incredibly strong, insane recoil, very strong little sidearm pistol here, punch a hole through a wall, type beat. And I like the idea that, much like his coffee, it's got to have a kick. So there we go, that's it. Those are all the characters I did. I didn't do Mia because she would never. I didn't do Edgeworth because I think we decided last stream that he also would never. I didn't do Phoenix Wright because he was not around at the time. It says, read my funny scenario. Oh, setting up his Barrett stand on Mia's Mia 1, Mia 2, like in High School of the Dead. That's raw. And anyone else either was too one note. Like I didn't do Canadian Judge or like Edgeworth's dad. Or like, I don't know. Anyone else. Yeah, these were the old dogs. Back in the fucking shootout days. So there we go. The era of firearms. Modern lawfare. I think Phoenix would have one if the Accords didn't exist. I mean, if the Accords didn't exist, he probably would have one. But he would never use it. And if he did have one, it would probably just be like a simple pistol. Nothing too fancy. But anyway. Us. Close that. I'm just gonna get rid of this source. Pop. way back down here. Hold steady, guys. Hold tight. Up to about there-ish. Here we are, 45 minutes in. Ooh, boy. This must be a record, but we did things. We weren't doing nothing. And I can close this. I'll post the link to the slideshow in the server after this stream, probably. Tonight's stream title, Liars, Cheats, and Other Proud Attorneys, comes from Red Dead Redemption, a mission in that game. Except I changed out Americans for attorneys. I thought that sounded fun. Yeah. You guys ready for the game? Really established a rich timeline. It really has. Who could have seen coming week 1 that there would also be the Wild West? Thanks, Pixie. But welcome to the stream. Are you guys ready for Ace Attorney? Actual, I am. Thank you for indulging me in stupidity. Sometimes I can do fun things too. They reverted to the Frontier days randomly 6 years ago. Oh boy. Smack! But I had fun looking those. I had fun looking those up. Definitely learned a couple of things. February 16th, 1:14 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 4. Eek! I'm sorry. So where are we? We're in trial. We're defending this guy. She showed up. I'm trying to remember why we took a recess. I don't remember. We'll figure it out. It's fun to just make bullshit. So true. So true. Turn that down a scooch. Oh yeah, she... Have been waiting for this session for some time. Oh boy. Eek! I'm sorry! I'm sorry! Gonna become very apparent very immediately. Ooh, okay. Interesting. I don't know what to expect here. I don't know if we are going to have like a full-ass chapter in the past or not. Or if it's gonna be like pretty quick. You know, if we get the ability to like roam around the world as Mia, that would be really interesting. I mean, I feel like a lot of something like big and climactic is gonna happen, must happen. I mean, don't remind me, but because I was talking about this last week, my recollection is that Mia seemed to be, or seemed to imply that she had lost a trial, like, you know, a year prior or something, and had been like too scared to do another one since, or something like that. That's my recollection. So I'm eager to see how that all plays out. Like, we could just be in for another, you know, 3.5, 4 hours of trial here tonight, and then that'll kind of wrap up the chapter and move on to the next. We could be in for a long one, and, you know, we'll have, you know, a whole nother week of this next week or something. We could wrap this up an hour in and start the final chapter. You know, I don't know, but I'm excited. So that's kind of where we're at. We got the bridge. We got the characters. Melissa Foster is here. Miles Edgeworth, raw. us. Guns. I want to say thanks. You're real good. You really hooked me up. Thanks. We're almost there. Once I prove that she committed the crime, that's right. We accused Melissa Foster. We proved that. That's right. Okay, now it's coming back to me. We proved that she is probably standing in here, for the victim, Valerie Hawthorne. We're definitely trying to frame this guy. There's more we have to learn about the encounter that happened like a few years prior to this event. With some small child or something falling off the bridge. Because I don't know, both of these players are back. We've got that note that says, we need to talk to Dahlia, tell her the whole truth must come out. My suspicion is that Dahlia might be the girl what fell, or maybe she didn't actually fall and it was all some kind of a setup or something. Melissa Foster, George Glass. I don't know, but that's where we're at. Okay, I remember now. Yeah, but there's one more big obstacle we've got to get past. Obstacle? Yeah, motive. Why would Melissa Foster kill that policewoman anyway? Motive, huh? Can't prove shit if you don't know the motive. Even if you have it all figured out and they have straight up admitted to doing the crime, the judge won't make a move unless you prove the motive. And we're really badly in need of information. Information, right. What we need the most is info about this Melissa Foster herself. All we know is that she's a student studying literature. And one more thing. What is it? Well, the incident that happened 5 years ago, of course. The kidnapping murder case that Zebra Boy is on death row for. Zebra? Zebra? Also, remind me not to open my screenshots gallery because I have taken a photo of a screenshot of every single little page of the manual from Tunic. I didn't do nothing. I didn't kill nobody. I never lie. I'm sorry. Mr. Falls, in that case, tell us more about it. Flashback within a flashback? Alright, but to understand this, you gotta understand just how fucking hot this one girl was. And then we learned about the fucking Eagle Falls incident. About what happened 5 years ago. Okay, I trust you. What if young Grossberg? Oh my god. That day, 5 years ago, I dream of it every day. This picture, it reminds me everything. Yeah, alright. This could be a typo, or it could just be how he speaks, and I believe both. Bridge looks same. It's 2 in a row? Bridge looks same. Bridge long. More technology then. Less car now. Just like then, 5 years ago. Like it could fall apart any minute. So it's been broken like that for at least 5 years. Ha! Sorry, buddy, but you sound like the one that could fall apart at any minute. Me see world. It's true. I did kidnap her. Huh? 5 years ago. I kidnapped my girlfriend, Dahlia Hawthorne! Gulp. Uh... 19. Not my little dolly. We're back. How are we back? 14 years old? Yeah, good thing this is Melissa Foster. I guess so. This is all just deeply unfortunate for a variety of reasons. Mo? Max? Are we back? Are we back in the circus? We're gonna need a 23 methinks. Let's continue. Okay. They didn't have Mo yet. Your girlfriend, huh? Hey, hold on there. Did you say Hawthorne? The victim's last name. Dahlia Hawthorne. Valerie's little sister. Mia enacted the Fey Accords and Mo will enact the legal age of consent. God bless a king. Thank you, Mo the Clown. What? Are you serious? The girl, let her go. Love an Ace Attorney flashback. Oh, why does she have a backpack? Shut up, come closer and I kill her. Sorry, but you're not going to get the chance. Or, sorry, you're not gonna get the chance. The detective back then was Valerie Hawthorne. Wait, we didn't have that? Oh, somebody's gotta do something about that! And I know just the clown! First I thought shooting someone for a kidnapping was crossing the line, but if it was to protect her little sister, I can understand why she did it. Wrong! No protect sister! Valerie betray me! Betray us! Us? Was this the girlfriend he kidnapped? What do you mean she betrayed you? Everything. All lies. All make-believe. Kidnapping, too. Did he talk like a caveman last week? Betrayed! Make-believe kidnapping? Dahlia, my girlfriend, my love, my teen angel. God. I've decided he now sounds like Leon. There's nothing we can do about this one. He owns it and is gross for it. Ugh. Ugh. Did he actually say my teen angel? He's seen one too many soap operas. Dahlia Hawthorne, deceased. Valerie's younger sister, victim of the kidnap/murder at Dusky Bridge 5 years ago. Yeah, exactly, Snack. Exactly, Snack. Eggs over Actly. Will, one more session! 2 now. Or 3? Will! I do anything she says. Anything Dahlia says. Anything Dahlia says? Hold on a minute. What you're saying is that the kidnapping 5 years ago was planned by... Yeah, me and Dahlia. And Valerie too. How about what? 2 more sessions and a root of the line? Veh? Veh? Eh? Valerie was in on it? Dahlia's family rich. Jewelry business. We get 1 jewel. That's what we thought. Oh, I see. Me and Dahlia wrote kidnap note. We send to her dad. Was he a Keith by any chance? Asked for $2 million diamond. Tell him make exchange on Dusky Bridge. Ooh. Is that the ring that would go, is this the diamond that would go on to make the ring that would go on Luke Atnay's finger? Point. Prepubescent point. I don't know. I don't remember how old he was. We tell him Valerie make transfer because she knew detective. Motorbox Rhonda Light 11 years ago. A Rhonda Light refresher. Having a police detective in your pocket is a useful thing, alright. In the end, you were planning on splitting the 2 million 3 ways, huh? 3 ways, with 2 of the ways being family members who don't really need the money, I guess. This all feels so pointless. Yeah, but that woman. That woman, Valerie, she'd do it for real. I can't blame her. Oh, you're the 20-year-old that's dating my 13-year-old sister? Yeah, I think maybe I'll just kill you here, actually. She shoot at me for real. Me and Dahlia. What if she was shooting at the real evil present on the bridge? Dahlia. See, this puts me in a tough position, storytelling, because as you'll recall, I've sort of painted Dahlia out to be this kind of like demon, pure darkness child. But now, now it kind of feels like if I were to continue that bit, then that I would be putting. And I thought Ultra Despair Girls was going to be the yucky one. Shooting at the evil aura hanging behind them, and it's not the 20-year-old man shooting or dating the 13-year-old daughter. Did she? No, I can't. We can't. Bang. I was shot in arm. Dahlia, she jump in river. Jump? You don't mean she jumped on purpose, do you? I don't think I'd read into it like that. She could still be evil. I couldn't do it. I could never push her. Anyway, I blacked out. Wake up with police all over. And that's when they decided to give you the death sentence. I couldn't believe it. That woman, she betrayed me. That man, Terry Falls, he killed her. He threw her off the bridge. I saw it. He threw my beloved sister into the roaring river 40 feet below. Oh, woe is me. That'll be all, Your Honor. These 5 years, all is wonder is why? Why? Why did she lie? That's all I want to know. So that's why you called her. You wanted to hear the truth from Valerie herself. Yo, what's up, K-Man? Couldn't figure out why giving me death sentence. Why attorneys and prosecutors all have gun? Why judge have gun? Yes, but I forget what she looked like, so I tell her to wear scarf. I don't want to hurt her, just ask why. Why haba? Why did you lie? Why did you betray me? I just want to hear answer come from her mouth, that's all. So that's why you made a crazy escape like that. Just one thing, zebra boy. What happened to all cars since 5 years ago? Why dirt road? My senses are tingling all over. Tell me, Mr. Falls, where is it? Yo, is hockey? Why now guns and dirt road? Why so many they these days? Huh? Where's what? Come on now, kitten. The ransom. The $2 million diamond. Oh wait, except he doesn't say kitten anymore. Last week we decided that Mia like fucking did a hockey explosion and started her long and tiresome journey to eradicate guns and misogyny. Remember that now? Did you give it back to Pops? Did the police take it? I don't know. Huh? You don't know? No, really, I don't know. It's gone. With Dahlia. With Dahlia? She had it backpack. That day, on the bridge. Dahlia put it in backpack. Dora the Explorer backpack. Ah! Now gone. With Dahlia. Gone forever. Into Eagle River. Disappeared with Dahlia, huh? Wait a minute. You can come back in now. We're about ready to go. Wait, 5 years ago, the Edgeworth incident would have happened, right, at this point? Like his father? Trying to decide if this bailiff might be, if he might be a Don Knotts, if he might be the Don Knotts guy. Yo, 073D, Will of D. She take backpack, but I still have map. Pulls out a tattered menu for Jimmy John's. They didn't have them yet on this coast. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he was just a kid at the time. Mr. Falls, just one more question. When you said, with Dahlia, do you mean the diamond is still missing? Along with the body of Dahlia Hawthorne? Never found her. My sweet Dahlia. They never found her. Swallowed by river. Gone. Dahlia. End of sentence. MTA. Your teen angel? I think I'm gonna regret this, but how old was she anyway? Oh, don't. Ageless being. Ageless demon being. $19. 19, Nick? 19. Dahlia Hawthorne, ageless being, okay? We're all on the same page now? She fell into the Eagle Valley river and wound up at the Fountain of Youth. $19 is the smallest number before negatives, Nick. Yeah. Yeah, no, she washed up in the Fountain of Youth and has been 19 ever since. F 19. I guess you were robbing a teenager's bed before diamonds. She plans a fake kidnapping and disappears into the river with a rock worth $2 million. 14, 19. Man, oh man. Angels these days. Angel Star, that is. Falls takes the fall and gets a one-way ticket to death row. They did everything they could to prevent you from saving this. Is Dahlia Hawthorne an angel? Or is she really maybe the devil? I told you, demonic being! It's time, Mia. Looks like we have a few more aces up our sleeve now. This is what I was excited for, by the way. He's scrambling to try to salvage this. Awesome. You bet. Hey, set, you bet. Diamond. The training wheels come off now, Mia. You've got to strike while the iron is hot. That's one of my rules. Remember it. February 16th, 1:49 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 4. Now then, let's continue with the trial of Mr. Terry Falls. Witness, are you feeling better? That's right, she like passed out or something. Yes, Your Honor. I'll try my best. You're a brave young lady. Ugh, not this again. I can understand a defense lawyer wanting to get her client off the hook. However, to try to pin the crime on an innocent student is... What are you talking about? My witness is not the person on trial here. She's an innocent bystander who witnessed a violent crime. That's all. What possible reason would a girl like this have for murdering a policewoman? It's certainly hard to imagine this woman as a murderer. Motive, huh? Figured that's what I had to establish next. The Von Karma finger wag, the one and only. Well, Miss Faye, do you have any evidence of a motive? Yes, of course. I think. Oh. Ha. You're still acting as tame as a kitten, Mia. Mr. Armando. Listen. A lawyer is someone who smiles no matter how bad it gets. Raw! Smiling on the outside while your guts are twisted in knots is the mark of a pro. Remember it. Maybe so, but I wish you would quit grinning at me like that. Excuse me, may I speak, Mr. Judge? Oh, of course. Mr. Judge is ready anytime you like. I'd like to say something. Some people here are suspicious of me, right? That's why I at least wanted you, Mr. Judge, to know that it's not true. Oh, I see! What an honest and upstanding young lady. I see that Mia smile. It looks like this witness is a real professional. What do you mean? Look at that 100-watt smile. Just when things are darkest for her, click. She lights right up. Very well then, let's hear what the witness has to say. Melissa Foster's history. I was out of the country until the year before last. Until I entered college, I had never been to Eagle Mountain before. Dahlia pleased. And I certainly don't have any reason for wanting to hurt a police officer. Holding a grudge and killing the officer who testified against you 5 years ago? Or kidnapping a poor girl? I just think the defendant is a terrible, horrible monster. Out of the country, eh? Precisely. Furthermore, she has no possible motive for committing murder. Indeed. You're up to bet, Mia. Sharpen those claws and put on your best smile. You bet. Somehow, I had to tie her to this case. Melissa Foster's history. Oh, I forgot we were on the verge of death. It's gonna be a save stream. Hey, how's everybody doing? Everybody have a good fucking Tuesday? It's Wednesday now, but did you have a good fucking Tuesday? Okay. I was out of the country until the year before last. Do you have proof? So, what country were you living in then? And what country are we in now, by any chance? We were all living abroad, but after my parents were killed. It was a brutal civil war. She had to try to make her way back home alone. A civil war? Yes, I was in the kingdom of Nova Selic. I take that back. Or do I? No, fuck it! I was in the kingdom of Nova Selic. Did her parents fight in Jet Force Gemini? I was like, do I want to tie Danganronpa like that to this verse? And then I was like, wait a minute. What the fuck am I talking about? I lost everything. Didn't even have any personal identification. What kind of sob story is this? What do I do? Should I press her for details? Let's come back to it. There's nothing I can do about her claim to have lost all her identification. All I can do is wait to find some other evidence about her real identity. Very well then, Miss Foster. Please proceed. Until I entered college, I'd never even been to Eagle Mountain before. So what made you decide to go to Eagle Mountain anyway? I just love being outdoors. Picnics, hiking, you know, that sort of thing. You don't look like much of a hiker to me, but you do look like a... of sorts. It's just... But Eagle Mountain is a 2-hour drive from here, and no trains run through there. Well, yeah, the no trains makes sense. They got rid of those. Oh, what was that? What's up, Tamal? It's easier if we think she's a gold digger. Just don't like. It's just I don't like it. It's too close. There are plenty of mountains that are closer and easier to get to. Give you the pass, thanks, K-Man. Well, I went there once with the college hiking club. I fell in love with its stark, desolate beauty and its cold yet romantic gloominess. Didn't know you were such a goth. I won't say it. I've grown. By the way, what's the name of your college? The prosecution objects to any questions that involve the witness's private life. Maybe not the time, guys. Well, she's 19! Real! Still not. No, yeah. The prosecution objects to any questions that involve the witness's private life. All that matters is that she is a material witness to a crime. The witness doesn't need to respond to questions that are clearly malicious intent. Literally, she's an ageless being. I just don't want to be anywhere near whatever the fuck this is. It's true. And this is a flashback. She's like, probably like 30 or 19 maybe even still. Thank you. She's really gone too far. Miss Faye, you're treading on thin ice here. Hardly said anything. Talk about sensitive. I didn't even make the Kingo joke. Perhaps, but your behavior that day was very suspicious. Not only have you contradicted yourself here in court, but you know things you shouldn't. For example, the scratches on the trunk of the car. Well, that's... Raw? Unfortunately, Miss Faye, your last statement proves nothing. Oh, really? And why is that? The witness came to the police station once to identify the suspect. It's entirely possible that, at that time, an officer showed her this photo. That seems like a rather serious mistake. Ha! That's the oldest trick in the prosecutor's book. That's not fair! That wicked inmate. I'll never be able to forget that horrible day. A grudge? Well, the policewoman's testimony was crucial, wasn't it? Crucial in getting the defendant sentenced to death? Yes, and that's precisely why he harbored such a deep anger against her. So much anger that he forgot his own guilt. My client has always maintained that he's innocent of those charges. He seems rather forgetful. Your client, I mean. Not only did he forget about what he did, but he forgot the poor policewoman as well. What do you mean by that? Your client. He forgot what the detective looked like, right? It's too bad for her that he didn't forget about her testimony as well. Well, she's right about that. Mr. Falls is kind of forgetful. Guess I'll wait and see. Any more damage to my client's image could be a disaster. The judge already has a bad enough opinion of him. You just can't trust someone with a bad memory. What'd you eat for dinner 1 week ago today? At the very least, the person should remember that much. As for me, it was payday, so I had a nice moose steak with some poutine on the side. Our fucking story. How does this relate to anything? Whether it's eating steak or committing murder, a person shouldn't deny their actions. I'm in complete agreement, Your Honor. You knew about that incident? But weren't you out of the country until the year before last? Well, I saw a report about the escaped convict on the news. They had an in-depth report about his whole history. So you were still living abroad 5 years ago, is that right? Yes. Can't let her get away with these lies. Listen to me. She's neck deep in this whole thing. Somehow, you're just gonna have to get her to show the court her true self. Alright, so let's try to press more on this first. This feels more relevant. Witness, answer my question! I'll even repeat it for you. What country were you in? Your Honor, this line of questioning is childish. What country she was in, and how many languages she may speak are irrelevant here. What we're here to evaluate is whether this witness has any connection to this case. I've lived abroad ever since I was a little girl. That's why I could never have known Mr. Falls or Detective Hawthorne. Yes, I think we've established that point. Yes, indeed. Well then, shall we kill the defense attorney? Or shall we add what you've just stated to the official testimony? Yes, please, Mr. Judge. Alright. Well, wait a minute. You didn't know either person? Are you certain of that? You just said you knew them on TV. Yes, I'm afraid I'm rather shy around people. Oh well, that can't be helped. Why is he just agreeing with everything that comes out of her mouth? First time you saw either of them was when they were on the bridge, correct? Yes, it really was a coincidence. Stinky, stinky, stinky. Stinky, stinky. A bridge? Where did we talk about? Forgetful your client. Where did we talk about where she said she saw him on TV before? Is that this last one? But weren't you out of the country until the year before last? Saw a report on the news. What? No, bullshit! The first time you saw either of them was when they were on the bridge. Yep. But you had seen them on the news. Yep. I see no problem with those two statements. I guess we're just saying that that was the first time she saw them in person. Naturally, I didn't know either the victim or the defendant. Oh boy. I don't know if I have anything to disprove that at the moment. I guess I might as well try to push harder on this. I think it's this statement. See what we get out of that. You said he forgot what the detective looked like. What did you mean by that? Well, he couldn't tell who she was without some kind of identification, right? Quite right. That's why the victim was wearing a scarf as identification. Why, if I had been wearing a white scarf that day, then he probably would have tried to kill me. Oh, that's true. He's clearly a bitter man. This is bad. Mr. Fall's reputation just keeps getting worse and worse. Never mind the whole, you know, the whole aspect. Sometimes it's best not to poke too deep. What should I do with that last statement? What was the last statement? Exactly. Why, he would even kill me if he saw me, right? I mean, true. Let's have it. Your Honor, what the witness said just now was tremendously important. I'd like it added to the official testimony. The prosecution has no objection. After all, the defendant is a killer, and a mentally unbalanced one at that. That testimony only helps to further prove that point. No, that's not why. Enough. Witness, if you would. My pleasure, Mr. Judge. I guess I'm lucky I wasn't wearing a white scarf. How did she know it was white? I guess if she was there. Well, it's February now. Everyone is wearing scarves. If I had accidentally worn a white scarf like he said, then you yourself might have been killed. That would have been a terrible loss for society. Looks like you pressed too hard this time, Mia. Mr. Armando, keep looking around you, and you're gonna lose sight of the finish line. Justice is blind, but she's not deaf. Sometimes you have to know when not to talk. Okay. So all of that feels like it's telling me that this is not important. Can I get her to retract that statement if I press on this again? Okay, that's it. Okay. Oops. How can we prove that she knew the victim? Until I entered college, I'd never even been to Eagle Mountain before. Certainly don't have any reason for wanting to hurt a police officer. Is that true? We have like no information on Melissa Foster, right? Like, victim at the time of the incident found on Dusky Bridge. It is a blue scarf, notably. could that be actually important? Or at least the scarf that they're presenting us with? Taken by the witness, bridge unchanged for 5 years. That's interesting. I don't know if we're doing that right here. But I feel like that will definitely be used to prove something in a minute, but I don't think we're using that here. What's the press on this one? Well, I saw a report of the news. That to me sucks. Oh, naturally I didn't know either the victim or the defendant, but I did know about the victim and the defendant because of the news story from 5 years ago. But I didn't, like, know them. Come on. A white scarf. Yeah, but wait a minute. I guess I'm lucky I wasn't wearing a white scarf. The victim was wearing a blue scarf. How could she have known about the actual intent of wearing the white scarf? It's gotta be. It's this. It's this. Witness, I want you to look at this photo you took. It's hard to see in the photo, but look at that scarf the victim wore as identification. Ah, you were talking about this scarf right here, huh? Yes, that's it. The scarf the policewoman was wearing. I've got her now. Just don't mess up. But that's strange. Yes, Mia, this is raw. In your testimony, you stated the following. I guess I'm lucky I wasn't wearing a white scarf. My scarf is white. White? This is the scarf you identified as belonging to the victim. But it certainly doesn't look white to me. Oh. Well, it was foggy that day, and it was raining as well. It's not surprising that she mistook it for white. He's so fucking cool. He's always right there. That's because I'm colorblind. I don't see color. Oh, how progressive. Sorry, but not this time. The witness just confirmed that this was the victim's scarf. Yes, but what's the significance? It's true that the scarf doesn't look white, but there's only one explanation for this mix-up. The reason why the witness thought the scarf was white is... it's the victim's note. Take that! Witness, have you ever seen this note before? Note? No, never. It's top secret evidence. There's no reason that you would have. Raw? She's so cool. I wonder about that. What do you mean? This note shows Mr. Fall's instructions to the victim regarding their meeting. It says, wear white scarf for identification. White scarf. Oh, fuck! Witness! You knew what this note said. And it's because you knew that you slipped up and mistakenly said white scarf. Well, Miss Foster? No! Order! Mr. Edgeworth, I'm waiting for an explanation. I'm quite sure this note wasn't leaked to the public. My scarf's black. I don't see color, and the shitty judge does it. Uh-huh. Unless we're talking about people, of course. And the judge, very good. I knew I liked you, kiddo. This judge sucks ass. And yet, this witness knew exactly what the note said. At the time of the murder, the number of people that knew were quite limited. Terry Falls is one. The person who wrote the note, Valerie Hawthorne, is another. And finally, one more person. Did you say one more person? Well, yeah, didn't everyone down at the pre see the note? That's right. A person that no one would have suspected. Have you figured it out, Mia? Yep. The third person that knew the contents of the note was... Don't overthink it, don't overthink it, don't overthink it, don't overthink it. Maybe I should have overthought it. Here, I made some special cafe con leche for you. Put in plenty of sugar. Drink it up before it gets cold. Don't be shy. Why are you doing this? Your brain needs stimulation. Drink some of this and then think it over again. Listen, keep messing up like that and you're gonna get the judge mad. Miss Faye, don't just stand there casually drinking coffee. Ah! What about the coffee? I should have overthought it. It really seemed like she was going with something there. God, where are we? How did we get her to talk about the scarf? Not that one. That doesn't sound right. The fuck's wrong with this video? Oh, thank God we get to keep our guns. The miracle never happened. Is this how I got it to appear? I guess it was, but I didn't continue to press. I guess they wanted me to say Valerie Hawthorne would have known about the note. But I figured since they were the same person and we were trying to get her to admit it, I should point to her. The victim's note. Boom, boom, boom. Well, Miss Foster, no! And that person is Dahlia Hawthorne. Dahlia Hawthorne? I've never heard that name before. Look at the victim's note. This is what it says. Talk to Dahlia. Tell her this time. There is her name right there. Oh, what's this? So who is this person? This Dahlia Hawthorne? Huh. Miss Faye must be desperate if she's trying to bring the dead back to life. I can do that, though. The more we see a different character's first case in the series, the more funny Phoenix's own first case is in hindsight. It was so low stakes. I guess somebody still died, right? I don't even remember. Right? Like, somebody still died. But it was very simple. This was a standard second-degree murder. The dead. Dahlia Hawthorne was the victim's deceased younger sister. She was killed in a crime 5 years ago. Killed in a crime? You don't mean? Yes. She was kidnapped and killed by Terry Falls. Yeah, it's very simple. Raw. She's so bad. You said she was killed, but was she really? What are you implying? Of course, people thought she had died 5 years ago, when she fell off of Dusky Bridge and was lost in the Eagle River. However, her corpse was never found. She was declared legally dead 5 years ago. As far as the law is concerned, Dahlia Hawthorne is officially dead. But the fact remains that her body was never recovered. Dahlia Hawthorne was 14 years... Dahlia Hawthorne was 19 years old 5 years ago. If she were still alive, she would be 19 now. What's up, Isaac? Did I say hi to you before? Were you here before? I'm sure you were. I didn't teach math in law school. and if she were an immortal, then she'd be 19 right now. Well, that sounds ageless and demonic. Melissa Foster. I believe that's the same age you are. I have been here. Hooray! Even you couldn't. Miss Faye, you're not saying 19? 19. Hey, want to see something funnier? But I am. That's precisely what I'm saying. This witness before us is the girl that was kidnapped and killed but fell into the river and drifted into the Fountain of Youth 5 years ago. This girl is in fact Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. What? Oh, holy shit. Oh my god, wow. Jesus. Nice work. That was like tossing a grenade into a 3-alarm fire. But unless you can tie all the loose ends together, you're nothing but a hit-and-run arsonist. I understand, I think. But I can expose her true nature. I can turn this whole case on its head. Now is my chance to make Mr. Edgeworth squirm. Witness, just who are you anyway? I'm... I didn't think it'd come to this. That's enough. You don't have to say any more, witness. We expect class when we commit arson around these courts, kitten. Here, use this, and he pulls out a flamethrower. Oh my god, what? Burn it all down, kitten. Mr. Grossberg has been looking for a flamethrower expert. I will burn it to the ground, but not like this. They called her Flaming Faye. Is that cool or? Think you can bring the heat? Yes, I understand. What? Mr. Edgeworth, explain yourself. Your Honor, I have an admission to make. I wear a cravat around my penis and I call it a cravat. Well, I neither care nor am interested to learn more. Damn. Gotta get in front of that other judge I've heard about. She lit a fire under the ass of Lady Justice. Shoot, that was my ace in the hole. Got the wrong judge. I honestly never thought the defense would pursue the matter this far. You don't mean... Oh well. Yes. The prosecutor's office isn't filled with fools, you know, Raw. That would have, damn, that would have worked on the other guy, or so I'm told. They wrote that into the Manfred von Karma Edgeworth playbook. In case of emergency, reveal the cravat. Naturally, we conducted full background checks on all of our witnesses. Payne literally works there. He was still raw. He was still raw at this time. Still carrying around his Tommy gun and his and his Punisher pistol. What did he say? Looks like the kid knew. He knew her true identity from the get-go. No way, but then why? If he hadn't revealed her secret, he wasn't going to say anything about it. All he wanted was her testimony. So he made a little trade. Let me introduce you to the victim's youngest sister, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. Raw. Tommy gun in his hand, little baby Kazuichi on his back, and a little baby backpack. Yep. Winston Payne had pull. He had pull and armor-piercing rounds. But, I thought she died 5 years ago. We thought so as well, but, well, as you can see. Why? Why did she hide her identity for 5 years? That has nothing to do with the current case. She was merely an accidental witness to a crime that just so happened to involve her sister. Well, Kazuichi blasting off the Punisher. That's raw. And Edgeworth could never get a witness to just give their name ever again. It's true. Accidental? I don't believe that for a minute. For the last 5 years, she's been playing the role of victim. Now we find her acting suspiciously at the scene of another murder? Really, Miss Faye, I must say your strategy here is painfully obvious. You're trying to pin your client's crime on an innocent witness in order to win. At any cost, some people, am I right? How dare you? Please let us take a moment to think. 5 years ago, this girl was kidnapped and nearly killed. But even worse than that, 5 years later, she was the same age still. Dahlia Hawthorne lost something much more precious, her big sister. Boxes and bags. Yeah, involving the same parties and mentioning her name by note. Yeah, accidental, though. It's fine, because Edgeworth said it, so it's raw. Miss Fey must be insane to even suggest that she murdered her. What? I'm inclined to agree with the prosecutor's logic. Fuck you! Miss Fey, do you have any evidence to back up your assertion? What possible reason would this witness have for killing her beloved sister? Well, you see, I thought I was winning, but somehow he's turned it around on me. That's why he's raw. I think you need a little push in the right direction, Mia. The defense is prepared to present evidence supporting our claim. That wasn't me. It was this guy, this crazy coffee addict. Do you know he's got a fucking sniper rifle in his back pocket? And a Desert Eagle, too. What is wrong with you people? Raw. I think we've heard enough empty threats from you, old man. Raw. It's my era now. What makes you think they're empty, boy? Raw, 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 clash, 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 clash! 27, yeah, old man. Yeah, 27, 20. The hot shot rookie versus the established veteran. I've seen this before. Is Isaac in the courtroom? Grossberg back at the office. I say, must have seen a future he didn't like. Because your protege looks like she's sweating bullets. And not the kind that you would load into a gun. Ugh, I am sweating bullets. Oh, jeez, can you tell? Oh, I'm so sweaty. You think you're in a tough spot, huh? Of course, aren't I? No. You've just arrived at the moment of truth, that's all. Whether you win or lose, that's up to you. Up to me? The rashness of youth. How charming. 20-year-old man. Miles Edgeworth, totally annihilated. This coming from someone younger than me. Now then, let's not waste any more time, Miss Fey. Perhaps you'd like to throw down a safety save, just in case. What motive would this witness have for murdering her own sister, Valerie Hawthorne? I mean, it's gotta be the diamond, right? If not that, then it's this, because this thing talks about, you know, this time the whole truth must come out. But I'm gonna go with the diamond. What is this? Is this the defense's idea of a joke? If so, I certainly don't get the punchline. Well, Miss Fey? Oh, that was... The rashness of youth! The rashness of youth! How about the diamonds? Alright, well, he's 0 for 2 on gut instinct. He's 0 for 2 for don't overthink it. Just go with your first guess. Those damn things on the fritz again. Smack! The story starts after Terry Falls escaped. He called Valerie and told her he wanted to meet. This is the note she left. It says, talk to Dahlia. Tell her this time the whole truth must come out. Valerie Hawthorne gave Dahlia a warning. She told her she was going to reveal to the world the whole truth. Oh, so now you're ageist, Miss Fey. Of all the ists you could have chosen, you went for the worst possible one? I'm beginning to think Mia wasn't the best choice for a mentor. He looks over at the looming debt clock, still several million dollars. Still several hundreds of millions of dollars. The whole truth and nothing but. There was a dangerously important secret between Valerie and Dahlia. That's the reason Dahlia felt she had to kill Valerie. To keep her mouth shut permanently. A terrific story, Miss Fey. If you like fiction, that is. Enlighten the court, Miss Fey. What was the secret that was so important? Where's your evidence? Dahlia and Valerie Hawthorne and Terry Falls. There's only one important secret that connects them all. Oh yeah, I know this one. I got this one. First try, I'm gonna get it this time. Okay, you say so. Your Honor, the defense would like to request further testimony. What testimony? Regarding the kidnapping 5 years ago, we believe it will explain a lot of things, such as the nature of the important secret between the Hawthorne sisters. Very well. I'll grant your request for further testimony. I know it'll be painful for you, but can you enlighten us once more, my little maple leaf, my sweet teen angel? Yes, I'll try, Mr. Judge. Putting on the old charm one more time, eh, Dahlia? This will be the last time you hide behind your womanly wiles. Ooh, maybe I should start doing that. 5 years ago. 5 years ago, I was kidnapped by Mr. Falls. Everything was in sepia tone. The ransom price was a raw, it was raw. It was a raw diamond, specifically. My sister, Valerie, brought it to the bridge. After she made the exchange, she shot Mr. Falls in the arm. That's when Mr. Falls tried to kill me by shoving me off the bridge from behind. I survived, but I was afraid I might be kidnapped again for my family's money. So I decided to change my identity and start a new life, after recovering from the Fountain of Youth. Kidnapping left her emotionally scarred. With her sister's help, she left the Hawthorne family and started all over again. And we're to believe, after all that, she murdered her sister. Preposterous. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. Miss Fey? Yes, Your Honor? As you've heard, the witness is still traumatized from the kidnapping. I'll ask you again to be extremely gentle in your cross-examination. Mr. Edgeworth got to jump on me again. If we're not allowed to fight, then let's twist some arms. Listen up. We've still got that info, that ace up our sleeve. What info? Come on, Mia. Don't say you've forgotten already. The fact that the kidnapping 5 years ago was staged. That's right. It was fake kidnapping. Terry Falls told us that in the lobby like 40 minutes ago. I do anything she says. Anything Dahlia says. Yes, that's it. The fake kidnapping is your best shot, Em. That's her secret. 5 years ago. So I'm going to throw down another save here. Okay. 5 years ago, I was kidnapped by Mr. Falls. The ransom price was a raw diamond. My sister Valerie brought it to the bridge. After she made the exchange, she shot Mr. Falls in the arm. Mr. Falls tried to kill me by shoving me off the bridge from behind. Survived, but I was afraid I might be kidnapped again for my family's money. Decided to change my identity and start a new life. Alright. Start from the top. Did you and Mr. Falls have a relationship? Yes. As a tutor. Oh. Yeah, that's better. Why couldn't we just say that? You were tutoring him, Mr. Falls? You were tutoring him, Mr. Falls? No, of course not. Don't be ridiculous. Mr. Falls came to the house to tutor me. That makes sense. 5 years ago, she was only 19. Oh, well, that makes sense. Probably came up with a kidnapping plan during that time. The Hawthorns are in the jewelry trade and are quite wealthy, you see. Quite the clever fellow, that Mr. Falls. Did I hear him right? Did he just call Mr. Falls a clever fellow? Oh, well, that makes sense. 5 years ago, she was the age she is now. Alright, well, that checks out at least. The lengths we go to. Yeah, every time 14 comes up and it's seeing a 19, yeah. I gotta get some sleep or something. Heard the diamond is valued in the neighborhood of $2 million. $2 million! It was still uncut, so it was about the size of a pint of milk. Ah! So you like it uncut, huh? Well, that's great news. A $2 million pint of milk. Mia thinks to herself, $2 million pint of milk. I'm gonna blow these boys out of the water with what I got, with what I have in my shopping list. she already has the $1 billion lamp on her Amazon wish list. A jump scare away from being haunted VHS. Yeah, we just need fucking the possum or sheeplo to suddenly appear out of nowhere. The defendant demanded that her sister Valerie make the exchange. Not as a detective, of course, but as an individual. $2 million pint of milk is tempting, but it'll go bad. A lamp? Ah, genius. That'll never... that could never go wrong. That could never spoil. Yeah, we can do better, Em. Think higher. By the way, I want to ask you, Mr. Edgeworth. Why do you think you wanted to make the exchange up there on the mountain? If you ever got surrounded, it would be hard to escape. There's one thing a kidnapper wants to prevent, that's police involvement. But I could sell my milk for $2 million to get 2 lamps. In a place like that, it would be easy to tell if he was being followed. With only one entrance to the mountain, he was ensuring his safety. What a wickedly clever man that Mr. Falls is. Yeah, right. It was all your plan. Anyway, Valerie brought the diamond to the mountain, and... That was a dangerous thing to do, considering you were being held hostage. Yes, but... Actually, that saved my life. Oh, what do you mean? You see, Mr. Falls was holding a knife in his right hand. Oh yeah, look at that. Somehow, I just knew he was going to use it. I knew he was going to use that knife to kill me. Alright, write this down for lore. What's her... Valerie Hawthorne, weapon of choice seems to be some kind of a revolver. There we go. In case she ever comes back, we already have that future-proofed. That's why my sister shot him. It was to save me. like to hear more about what happened right at that moment. Well, when Mr. Falls was shot in the right arm, he let go of me. I was dazed. I tried to turn and run away, but Mr. Falls turned to grab me as well. As I ran past, he and I locked eyes for a second, and he gave me a large, bloodthirsty grin. Bloodthirsty grin! Oh! In the next instant... She always went on about how good it felt to slide a hot, greased bullet into a tight cylinder. The judge, Jesus, oh my god. I advise the court to remember that the river is 18 feet deep and incredibly swift. 19 feet deep, my mistake. "19 feet deep and incredibly swift." I was a strong swimmer, but I was knocked out. When I came to in the Fountain of Youth... Oh, no! I have been carried away by the river to a strange place, the Fountain of Youth. There it is! Well, we've done it again, folks. Back it up, let's go home. Talia's ability, Universal 19. Anything around her immediately has the number 19 affixed. So free. I'll never forget that day. It was magical. It was the day I stopped aging. The crumbling bridge, nowhere to run. Then just one little shove from behind. That was it. Before my sister could catch me, I fell into the river. Could be a JoJo lens stand. It's simple to rewrite things if you ham-fist it in enough. Exactly. You can't rewrite a story if you don't try. And that's why you hid your identity. You can simply add anything you would like to a story by not looking at parts of the dialogue, unless they happen to go along with what you want. Media literacy is so easy. I can simply imagine a better ending for Chainsaw Man. Yes, I only told my sister. Valerie Hawthorne, huh? Yes, she's the only one who knew about me. Meanwhile, this victim, who was of legal age, had been deceased for 5 years. I never want something like that to happen to me again. And that new identity was Melissa Foster, right? Yes. My sister helped me get the official paperwork taken care of. That makes sense. Without an insider's help, doing all the paperwork would have been impossible. She was the only person left in the world I could count on. And you think I killed her? There's no way I could. Our improved ending to Chainsaw Man where it's all the same but Kazuichi is there too. True! It's the moment of truth for this witness too. Once the truth about this staged kidnapping comes out, everyone in the court will know how much of a Jezebel she really is. Just gotta prove that the kidnapping was a hoax. Okay. Lost to Eagle River. I did notice she mentioned that the bridge was decaying 5 years ago, so I don't know if that will necessarily be something we use now. Genuinely, that would fix it for me, yeah. annoyed. I'm thinking about it again and I'm annoyed. So just no conclusion for the deuteragonist. Alright. After she made the exchange, she shot Mr. Falls in the arm. So Mr. Falls tried to kill me by shoving me off the bridge from behind. Afraid I'd get kidnapped again for my family's money. I had to change my identity and start a new life. Let's see. $2 million gem uses ransom for Dahlia. Lost to Eagle River 5 years ago. Taken by the witness. Bridge unchanged for 5 years. Bridge located 19 feet above Eagle River. Whole part kind of down the drain. Ba-da. Victim of the kidnap/murder, fell from bridge, no body. Afraid I might be kidnapped again for my family's money. She shot Mr. Falls in the arm. Right, that is true. That's when Mr. Falls tried to kill me by shoving me off the bridge from behind. I have, like, no evidence on the past crime, which is what's annoying. Bridge unchanged for 5 years, like that. The diamond, $2 million. The diamonds. Uses ransom for Dahlia. Lost to Eagle River 5 years ago. There wasn't any way to, like, press further in any of these, right? Sentenced to death 5 years ago. Escaped from custody. Key witness in the case. Valerie's younger sister, victim of the kidnap/murder, fell from bridge. Nobody found! I don't even have anything in my evidence that said, like, she had the diamond, right? After she made the exchange, she shot Mr. Falls in the arm. That's when Mr. Falls tried to kill me by shoving me off the bridge from behind. Shoving me off the bridge from behind. I mean, that makes sense spatially in my mind. Survived, but I was afraid I might be kidnapped again for my family's money. Decided to change my identity and start a new life. I am really not sure. Yeah. Where's the one that talks about the, like, bridge? He's holding a knife in his right hand. True. Somehow I just knew he was going to use it. knew he was going to use that knife to kill me. That's why my sister shot him. It was to save me. Hear more about what happened right at that moment. Mr. Falls was shot in the right arm. He let go of me. I was dazed. I turned to try and run away. Mr. Falls turned to grab me as well. As I ran past, he and I locked eyes for a second. Locked eyes from across the bridge. And he gave me a large, bloodthirsty grin. And in the next instant, goosh. 19 feet deep and incredibly swift. I was a strong swimmer, but I was knocked out. When I came to, I'd been carried away by the river to a strange place. The crumbling bridge, nowhere to run. See, like, that she brings up the crumbling bridge here. Then just one little shove from behind, that was it. Oh boy, I really don't know. Especially with no way, with none of these giving... you know, any, like, press further, or... you know, anything like that. And I have so little evidence from that time period, which really narrows down the things I could possibly use, right? Lost to Eagle River 5 years ago. Like, if there's anything about, like... And that's when so then I gave the diamond back. Or something, right? I only told my sister. Show me the statements again. So we've got 6 here. 5 years ago, I was kidnapped by Mr. Falls. The ransom price was a raw diamond. My sister, Valerie, brought it to the bridge. Right, that makes sense. After she made the exchange, she shot Mr. Falls in the arm. That's when Mr. Falls tried to kill me by shoving me off the bridge from behind. I survived, but I was afraid I might be kidnapped again for my family's money. So I decided to change my identity and start a new life. Right, like she doesn't make any mention about like, and so then I returned the diamond back home, or like, something like that, right? Ransom. She doesn't have any statements about like, oh, back then the bridge was, you know, clean as a whistle or something like that, like... Fell from bridge, no body found. I mean, is that what I could... Oh, he shoved me. Oh, but the report is that you fell. Like, that doesn't feel right. And if that is the correct answer, I wouldn't like it. I mean, according to Terry, right? He said that Dahlia had the diamond, right? You know, and it was in Dahlia's Dora the Explorer backpack, right? But I don't have any like evidence that says that, right? Since the fight escaped from custody 2 days ago. Yeah, my sister Valerie brought it to the bridge. And this is where we talk about the jugs of milk. Mia 1, Mia 2. Defendant demanded that her sister Valerie make the exchange. I think you'll hate this one. Awesome. How big of a leap in logic am I making here? Because it doesn't seem like I'm making something purely based. Like, it feels like I need to look for something she's not saying, maybe. Take a look at the map again. I wish it had the little, like, where they were standings. Okay, so we know the bridge was the same as it was before, right? So how it appears today was how it was 5 years ago. So there's only one way onto the bridge. Is this the one that shows me the scene? No, we just did this one. That is where they talk about the, like, area, though, so I might go back and reread that a couple times. Right, so Terry and Dahlia are on the right side of the bridge. They are, like, they're pretty far over. I mean, they're right where it, like, starts to turn into Road to Nowhere, right? Like, are we saying that she fell from where she was standing? She couldn't have fallen and hit the water? Right, because, I mean, like they are, well, I mean, the part where they're standing, like, wood is technically over water in this picture, but because it's elevated, it's hard to say exactly. Just knew he was going to use that knife to kill me. Mia does do a twing there, which feels like the hint. After she made the exchange, she shot Mr. Falls in the arm. After she made the exchange? The exchange being just giving him the diamond, or giving him the diamond and in exchange for Dahlia? Somehow, I just knew he was going to use it. I knew he was going to use that knife to kill me. By shoving me off the bridge from behind. So, from behind, I mean, that would be like... Would that be pushing her to the left, to the right, up, down? Shot in the right arm, he let go of me. Yeah, show me this, please. I was dazed. I turned to try to run away. Turned where exactly? Right? In the opposite direction? I was dazed. I tried to turn and run away, but Mr. Falls turned to grab me as well. As I ran past... Ran past what? He and I locked eyes for a second. The part where you'd be like, oh, fuck you. If you're pushing someone off this bridge, supposedly... Are we saying she couldn't have been pushed because she couldn't have fit through the ropes? Where can you feasibly push them? I guess so. If that's what we're saying, is that he couldn't have pushed her through the ropes. Never mind that he could push her over them or under them, but you certainly couldn't push her through them. She's an ageless being, or at least she's going to be. Boosh. 19. Crumbling bridge, nowhere to run. Where were you trying to run to? Just one little shove from behind. That was it. I guess she said she turned around and then he shoved her from behind. It would be more towards the ground. I fell into the river. Okay. Behind is weird here, I think. Again, if we're saying that he pushed her, certainly couldn't push up or down, but only behind, and that would be onto the rocky ground below. And you certainly couldn't survive that fall. Is that what we're saying? I guess so. You say that Mr. Falls pushed you into the Eagle River. However, that's hard to believe. No, I don't know. Makes perfect sense. No, yeah, it makes sense, right? Makes sense. Kill this woman. Sorry, kitten. Makes sense to me. Yeah, it's true. That is the first image we've seen from a top-down view, for sure. For sure. Definitely is. But it's true. I felt a push on my back. I'm certain of it. It was Mr. Falls. Whip. I'm afraid I've got some bullshit to present. I'm sorry. I guess I wasn't clear enough. Probably could have stretched the ground out a bit on the map. Yeah, maybe. I mean, looking at it, like, yeah. I definitely feel like I needed... That felt like a big leap to be made there. Oh, it's the next part that's stupid. A little more like... That's when he pushed me, and I fell, you know, directly beneath us was the river or something. Yeah, the whole time I was kind of just imagining that, I don't know, he just pushed her off the side, I guess. But yeah, it definitely is broken over there, and that part would be above the land. I shouldn't have said that's hard to believe. I should have said that's impossible. Impossible? I asked that the court recall the condition of Dusky Bridge now and 5 years ago. That bridge hasn't changed one bit in these last 5 years. If someone had pushed you from behind, as you have claimed... Push! Instead of being carried away by the river, you would have been smashed by the bedrock below. A most certain death. Nah, I'd survive. It's true. He would survive. Plausible. It hasn't changed one, much like Dahlia's age. It hasn't changed one bit in these last 5 years. Do you understand now, Dahlia Hawthorne? The very notion that my client pushed you from behind is impossible. Ah! Come the fuck on. Come on, he could have pushed her from behind off the side of the bridge. I mean, right? Like, will she reveal her immortality now, or is it too important to hold on to that still? We have to see her in the present day, because there's only a year of time between this and then, right? Or this and the other time we saw her. We have to see her in the present day. This event occurred 5 years ago. Why, for all we know, the water level in the river may have been higher back then. Well, that's a good point. But it's 40 feet from the bridge to the river. Small change in the water level wouldn't have made a difference. Gah! Shit, I'm not a geologist. You're right. If the events occurred just as the witnesses testified, then the defendant couldn't have pushed the witness into the river. Well, I mean, you know, he could have, but, you know, okay, I get it, though. Young lady, what is the meaning of this? You get just 6 more of these. You see, Just a moment, Your Honor. It's true that the witness testified that the defendant pushed her into the river. However, she never stated that she fell from the back end of the bridge. True! What do you mean? After being shot in the arm, it's plausible that Mr. Falls panicked. Therefore, he could have unwittingly pushed her off the side of the bridge. Weren't we all just kind of assuming that anyway? It's an awfully big bridge. Why would they go all the way to the end of it? A yard is 5 yards is a long distance, right? Like, it's a big bridge. Why would they be all the way at the other end of it? Ah! Well, if that's true, she would have fallen into the river. Well, Miss Hawthorne, is Mr. Edgeworth's explanation correct? Now that you mention it, I do remember now. When I fell off the bridge, my skirt got caught on one of the bridge's side wires. It flew up way high. Oh, I'm picturing it now. You can't be serious. Order! Order in the court! I'm gonna need photograph evidence of this. It seems Miss Fay's assault has finally reached its conclusion. Not now, Em. This is no time to retreat. Fortunately for you, this is just the start of Mia Fay's assault. Raw! I'm gonna change this world. Just you wait. What? I believe your reasoning went something like this, Mr. Edgeworth. Her first step! Mia Fay origin! "14, Your Honor. I thought she was 19. Not when you're talking about her." After being shot in the arm, it's plausible that Mr. Falls panicked. Therefore, he could have unwittingly pushed her off the side of the bridge. However, once again, I'm forced to say that's impossible. Ridiculous! What's so impossible about it? Because your flawed logic contradicts the court record. I guess you really can't push someone off the side of it looking at this picture. This is your first step? Alright, I guess I haven't really been looking at the picture. I guess you can't push someone off the side of the bridge with these support wires. That's on me. Cause it's right here. It's easy to just look at this and be like, oh, I don't know, they could just fall right off. Yeah, it's pretty fortified. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think, yeah, implausible for sure. Could you push a 19-year-old off, you know, someone who maybe only weighs like 80 pounds? Eh, maybe. But probably not. Well, probably not a 19. Yeah, maybe if she was 14, but that's a whole can of worms. Your Honor, all the answers are right here in this photo. Take a look at the wires supporting both sides of the bridge. They extend up to about 5 feet off the ground. Raw! It would be impossible to push someone off from here. No! But let's remember the size and the strength of the defendant. Wires like this wouldn't be a problem for him. He could have easily picked up a 19-year-old girl and thrown her over. Yeah, well, maybe if she was ageless. So young and already so forgetful, Mr. Edgeworth. Mr. Falls had been shot in the right arm. Ah! And more importantly, Valerie Hawthorne had her gun trained on him, at point-blank range even. Ah. Whip. So, Mr. Falls throwing the witness off the bridge, that is clearly impossible. Gah! Order, order! What is the meaning of this? Dahlia Hawthorne, You jumped into the Eagle River intentionally. What? What is this? Oh, how could she do it? I thought we just established there were wires. Indeed, what do you mean by such a ridiculous remark? Yes, it's ridiculous. My sister was there to help me. She had her gun and handcuffs. She could have saved me. Jumping into a raging river like that would have been suicide. So you admit it, perhaps, but still, that's exactly what you did. You were probably confident that you could handle the swift current. But even more so, the witness had a much more compelling reason for jumping into the river. Oh, then what was it? What was so important that she'd want to jump into a river? The witness is still alive. This fact alone explains everything. This is why she risked her life by jumping into the rapids of the Eagle River. 5 years ago, something else disappeared along with Dahlia that day. The item that Valerie brought up the mountain with her, the $2 million diamond. Yeah, no, it can't be. They're singing, they're happy, and they're cheerful, without their hoo-hash. They've no boxes or bags or diamonds, and they're happy. It cannot be. Yes, Dahlia had it all planned from the beginning. The $2 million, she was going to keep it all for herself. Why, though, kinda? She would just get the... It's her money already. What does she need the $2 million rock for? It's her family's money, right? Like... Did her father have pretty fucking strict no inheritance rules? Like, was he gonna make them grow up to be self-made women, you know? She forced Mr. Falls to help her fake the kidnapping. Bang. Ah! At the last minute, she betrayed him and threw herself into the... She betrayed him and escaped to the sea! With the ransom tucked away safely in her Dora the Explorer backpack. Tax reasons, obviously, you don't fuck with the IRS. I guess it would be 11 years ago, huh? Maybe the town was in a very progressive era for a couple of years, right? Before it regressed again. The ebb and flow of the town. Oh! Why, that's simply ridiculous! Order, order, order! Your Honor, 5 years ago, the witness was only 19 years old. Do you really think of... Do you really think she's capable of such a demonic plan? And then the lights go out. I got out of my chair. I got out of my chair. I need a face cam for these streams and these streams alone. This woman is a demon. Has anyone noticed she hasn't aged? There was one more person who helped make a demon out of her. Come on out, Nyarlathotep! The demon possessing her. Her sister, Valerie Hawthorne. You mean the victim was involved in the kidnapping plot as well? she was a detective then. You're saying she participated in her sister's kidnapping? Precisely. I'm sure that it weighed heavily on her conscience for the past 5 years. This is the sole reason behind the victim's murder. What do you mean by that? Dahlia Hawthorne is a true queen of evil, or what? what does Treble say about Doflamingo? What does he call him? Does he call him like the king of evil, or like the? It's something fucking stupid. Champion of evil. Thank you, Stack. Yeah, she is a champion of evil. On the day of the murder, after receiving the phone call from Mr. Falls, Valerie called her sister. Valerie called her sister Dahlia. And then she told her what she was planning to do. Planning to do? She was going to tell the whole truth, as she wrote in her note. That is what sealed Valerie Hawthorne's fate. That is when you hatched your demonic plan to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Oh my god. Give me the reveal, give me the reveal. Plan that would ensure neither of your accomplices to the kidnapping would talk. And that is why you killed your sister, Valerie Hawthorne. This is the answer. Who is that laughing at? Who was that demonic voice? Oh, Betty. Forgive me. It's just hilarious. Witness? Is that you? You amuse me, woman. Miss Mia Fey. You can certainly weave an exciting tale. Naturally, you have the evidence to back it up, don't you? Evidence? Evidence that I planned the kidnapping, of course. That at 19, I plotted it with Mr. Falls and my sister. Well, And one more thing. What happened to the $2 million diamond? If you can't provide evidence to at least show that... well, Miss Fey? It's a sick portrait. I don't know. What a joke. You, Miss Fey! Are you stupid or something? Well, she fucking got her ass. How can I prove a fake kidnapping that happened 5 years ago? I don't even have decisive proof of Valerie Hawthorne's murder. Stabbing photos of Mia Armando Edgeworth, and for some yet unknown reason, Desi Delight! Oh my god! Yeah, the gigantic Desi Delight portrait. Well, it seems that we've come to the end. She's so cool, Come, I agree. To be honest, the witness's behavior does raise certain suspicions. And the lights were flickering as she spoke. However, I am forced to reject the assertions made by the defense. Bad. Of course you are. Is this it? Is it really over? That girl has made a fool of me, and there's nothing I can do. Without evidence, the trial is over? Who decided that? Raw. Mr. Armando! Come on now, Mia. Haven't you figured out that you can make your own rules? Raw! Live your life the way you want. For example, even if there's no evidence, there's still testimony. Testimony? On the day in question, Dahlia Hawthorne murdered her sister, Valerie Hawthorne. She hid her body in the trunk of Mr. Falls' stolen car and then went to meet with him. Half the gallery is frothing at the mouth for some reason, but that has been known to happen, I suppose. Mia, live your life of your own accord. Mia, think about what you still have. What's gone is gone. Think about what you have waiting for you. Disguised as her sister, Valerie Hawthorne. That's what you think, right? Yes, that's right. In that case, there's only one answer, right? There's only one person left who can testify about Valerie Hawthorne's murder. Since there's no proof, there's only one thing left to do. Who's the one person who can testify to that demon woman's crimes? Your Honor, the defense wishes to call a new witness. A new witness? Yes. We would like to hear the testimony of Terry Falls. The defendant? There's only one person that can shed any further light on the situation. He gets one. One for three. Only one person that knows what Dahlia's role in the kidnapping was. Only one person that can say whether the person in the photo was Valerie Hawthorne, or whether it was in fact her younger sister Dahlia disguised as her. There's only one person who can solve this riddle once and for all. And that person is Terry Falls. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, what is your take on this? Why not? The prosecution has no objection. It will be a test of my skills. Very well. Bailiff, bring the defendant to the witness stand. God help us all. This is my last chance, Mr. Falls. My last chance to establish Dahlia's guilt. You're all I have left. Oops. Somebody poisoned him and murdered him in the lobby. Defendant, you've heard everything that's been said up to this point, yes? I don't believe it. No way. Dahlia died 5 years ago. Valerie betrayed me. Mr. Falls, I don't know what she said to you 5 years ago, but one thing is clear. Dahlia is very much alive. And you were used for $2 million. That's not true. Mr. Falls, there's only one question I want the answer to. 2 days ago on Dusky Bridge, who did you meet? Was it Valerie Hawthorne, or was it Dahlia Hawthorne? No. Sonic Frontiers Definitive Edition rated in Korea, huh? That's not the game I wanted remastered. That's not Sonic Unleashed. Oh no. It's all gonna come to this. This is how we lose. Dahlia, did you betray me? Because nobody can throw her under the bus. Her charms, her demonic power. "5 years ago, she promised, never ever betray each other." Oh. She was 19 years old. He was 20, she was 19. They were gonna run away together. Terry?
Dahlia! It's true! You are alive!
You don't trust me anymore? That makes me sad.
Tell the truth, the real truth. I believed in you.
I shouldn't need to say it. You should already know. But there is one thing that I will say. She was 19, he was 19. Can I make it any more obvious, Nick? What's for dinner? I'm getting hungry right now. My life is in your hands right now, Terry. Smile.
Dahlia. No. Just dancing into the hospital room.
She is fucking Smeedinist into the room. Don't type it because I don't have it enabled.
I will allow Mr. Falls to testify once and only once.
Well,
She has this guy wrapped around her finger. Well then, Mr. Falls, yours will be the final testimony in this trial.
what if escapism worked?
Witness! Yeah! I'm sorry, I apologize. Water, please, water.
Huh?
Can't talk, need water.
Oh well, I guess it'll have to be my coffee instead. At least it'll match the way he's probably feeling right now. Darker and bitterer than hell itself. Raw. Who Terry Falls saw.
That day, 4 p.m., I stopped the car. I was in front of the bridge. She wasn't there, so I waited on bridge. I watched my car from bridge. I never put no body in that car. Finally, one woman came. She stood right in front of me. She stood in front of me. We talked, then she left. That was Valerie, not my Dahlia.
No. Mr. Falls, you're covering for her. Do you think she would do the same for you? That's enough, Miss Fay. His last statement was a fitting way to end the final testimony of the trial. No.
Well then, Miss Fay, please proceed with your cross-examination.
Is this how you want it to end, Mr. Falls? He's literally going to die for her. Another guilty verdict to go along with your death sentence. There's only one person who can stop it. You, Mia. I think. You can't always stop the raging seas. According to the note, the meeting was supposed to take place at 4:30. You certainly arrived early, didn't you?
It was raining, already dark, too.
You waited on the bridge for 30 minutes? Mr. Falls?
Eagle Mountain, that spot. Strong, strong memories.
Why did he just climb up? Could it be he's hiding something here? Interesting. You were quite early, so you waited on the bridge, correct?
Yeah, I like waiting. I'm used to it.
I'm sure he is. Zebra Boy waited 5 years to ask a single question. Find out why a woman betrayed him. To him, 30 minutes must have been like a blink of an eye. You were watching the car?
That bridge, other side is broken. Nobody can come from there. So I was watching car.
What else were you expecting him to do? I suppose that's the obvious thing to do, but something's bothering me. I'm getting that feeling. Contradiction?
Wonder what's on the other side of that broken bridge anyway.
No one lives there. It's a small shrine up on the mountain, but that's it.
Rah, 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 rah. Anyway, nobody came. No car, nothing.
Mr. Falls, think carefully now. Are you certain that it was Valerie Hawthorne?
I never lie. It's the truth. It was Valerie. I remember her face.
Wait a minute. If you had remembered her face, then why did you make her wear a scarf as identification?
Sorry. I told a little lie. But the woman I met, she was different from woman standing here now. She was different. It was Valerie.
What did you talk to her about? Mr. Falls!
Valerie told the truth about the kidnapping 5 years ago. She said someone needed to take the blame for it. That was all I could think to do. She said that. That's why she lied. Got me the death penalty.
Were you satisfied with that answer, witness?
Dahlia died. It was my fault. But I don't really remember. No. Maybe I did. Maybe I did push her in. It don't matter no more. Either way, my Dahlia, my sweet teen angel, dead.
You just saw that she isn't dead.
After Valerie talked to me on bridge, nothing left to live for. Jesus.
You know, if it weren't for the fucking age thing, this would be a lot fucking sadder, right? Like, why do they keep doing this? Why do they keep doing this? Is that adjective important? You have to specify teen? I mean, it's still sad, but it's like it'd be a lot more. It would work a lot more. I just don't understand. It's like they wrote the first trial, and then they wrote this one, and they were like, that's gonna make her like 14, right? Is that a problem? Not really.
That was Valerie, not my Dahlia. Not Clayton.
I just expect Shu Takumi as a type. How could you be so sure? It was raining at the time, and sunset that day was at 5 o'clock. It would have already been pretty dark on that mountain, 4:30. Please, Mr. Falls, this is your last chance. You've already taken the fall once for something you didn't do.
That woman, it wasn't Dahlia. It was this evil spirit within. It was Yami Dahlia.
Stop right there. What more needs to be said? Even if it means the death penalty, even if it means taking the blame for murder, you'll still do whatever is necessary to protect her, won't you, Mr. Falls? I know it's obvious, but he's clearly lying. He's been cursed by Dahlia Hawthorne. He'll probably go to his grave still believing in her. Mr. Falls, Even if you can show he's lying, the poor guy will still be cursed. You still have to point out the contradiction anyway. That's the curse of being a defense lawyer, I guess. Okay. Well, I mean, this is already a contradiction, right? He's on the left in this photo. Where am I presenting that? Oops, wrong button. Hey, good night to all. I feel like I could present this in all three of these middle ones. Yoo-hoo, headset. I'm gonna try it here, right? So I waited on bridge, but the photo shows her on the right. Is that the right one I want to do? Finally, one woman came. She stood in front of me. Press this again. Carefully now. Certain. What did she say here? Oops. Meeting was supposed to take place at 4:30. You certainly arrived early, didn't you? It's raining, already dark too. You waited on the bridge for 30 minutes. Eagle Mountain, that spot strong memories. So did he or did he not stand on the bridge? Let me read this one again. You waited on the bridge for 30 minutes? No answer. I don't know. This is the only thing I'm thinking of, but I just don't know which thing to present it on. Because I feel like all three of these kind of talk about, like, watch my car from bridge. Like, how could he not, right? Like, if this is the photo of the meetup, you know, how could she get on the other side of the bridge? I think I can just do it anywhere. Maybe it really is a ghost. I'm gonna try it on this one. So when you got to the bridge, no one had arrived, huh? Maybe it can work on multiple. So you waited on the bridge. You're sure of that? Oops.
Yeah, I'm sure.
You're sure, huh? Well, then I'm sure too, Mr. Falls. I'm sure that you're lying.
Huh? Wha? Wha?
Oh, I would love to hear your rationale on this, Miss Faye. You could actually use this on, like, most of these, apparently. Okay, that makes sense. You want to know who arrived at the bridge first? Just look at this photo. It's perfectly clear. Obviously, the person that came first would be the one at the end of the bridge, right? What if she was already dead, and he literally did see her ghost on the mountain? I'm not putting it past this game. But that's the victim at the end of the bridge. Precisely my point. In other words, oops, Mr. Falls, you must have arrived at the bridge after she did. Mr. Falls? Hang on, I keep... There, that's where I wanted. Please don't get so worked up. We just want the truth.
I got there around 4 o'clock, it's true. I had somewhere to go. A special place. Did you go to this special place before you went to the bridge? Yeah. It's an old temple about 15 minutes from the bridge.
Oh my god, here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. Who did you meet? Who did you meet? Young Maya, perhaps? Perhaps Aunt what's her name? I can't remember her name. Morgan Le Fay? Whatever her name is. Maya's mom, perhaps? The Fay mother?
5 years ago, me and Dahlia, we promised each other. We swore we wouldn't betray each other. She brought a memento to represent our love.
A memento?
A Magatama.
Morgan Fay, the Empress?
5 years ago, I hid it under base of tree there.
Oh, is it the stone? Oh, the necklace that kills you. Oh.
It's a special memory for me. This is it. This is what I went to get.
This little bottle on a necklace is your oh, this clearly a bottle on your necklace is a memento on a necklace? This judge just instantly figuring it out. That's quite charming. But it looks empty. Oh, a clandestine string of murders. That smells like poison.
Yeah, I drank it like an hour ago.
Your Honor, you heard what my client said. He arrived at the scene at 4 o'clock. Oh, the Millennium Necklace. But then he left his car unattended and walked away. He was gone for approximately 30 minutes. With that much time, Dahlia Hawthorne could have easily hidden the body in the trunk of his car.
No! Indeed, there certainly was enough time for it.
Still got a chance. Mr. Falls, there's no mistaking it. Huh? Mr. Falls? Oh! He drank the poison! Oh my god. This is how we lose.
That's enough. Please. Witness? I promised her 5 years ago. if it ever happens that we can't trust each other no more, then we're supposed to drink bottle. Ugh. Oh, this is her first case. This man is about to drop dead on the stand in front of them. This is why he's been like the whole time, isn't it? Or maybe not, but when did you drink this? How recently? At the start of the trial? Just a couple of minutes ago? No! Stop the trial! Your Honor! We need a recess! Edgeworth knows. Deep down, he is still a good guy. I was stupid. Couldn't keep promise. So I did it. I drank this.
No, we're so close. Just a little more. I was gonna prove your innocence.
No, don't want that. Don't trust self. Maybe kill again. Kill sweet Dahlia again.
Mr. Falls!
Mr. Armando. Thanks for the
Mr. Falls! She fucking got her. Jesus. And so my first trial ended. Suddenly and tragically. It ended with no winners, only losers. I ended up with a wound that cut so deep into my soul I thought it'd never heal. I needed a time skip, about a year. Sure, it was the same for the young prosecutor as well, although he went on to make a name for himself. But one person, the true criminal, Dahlia Hawthorne. She left the courtroom with a secret smile on her demonically sweet face. Unforgivable. That witch. Mr. Armando? We were so close to the truth. It was right there in front of us. You were just a little too soft, Mia. It's my fault! It's all my fault that Mr. Falls killed himself! Don't cry, Mia. You're going to make my coffee all salty. I knew it. I knew I wasn't cut out for this. Change the world? I could never. Mia. I think she definitely looks up at him with ski cry. Don't you get it? You can't cry yet.
Yeah, she does. Eat her snack.
It is that exact. I can picture the exact Luffy face.
Oh, the musical drop-in was so good.
Oh, raw! The only time a lawyer can cry is when it's all over. matter how tough the case, no matter how bitter the memories, they always fade over time. Then you file them away and eventually forget them. One year later, in this very same courthouse, I myself got wrapped up in that case. Right. Only after that did Dahlia Hawthorne get put on trial for her crimes. The verdict that was ultimately handed down to her was 5-year sentence. Guilty, of course. Naturally, when the verdict was read, she had a perfect angelic smile on her face. Does Mia tell that to Nick at some point, right? She does, right? And so this is where she got it, or am I making that up entirely? Of course, what's 5 years to an immortal? It was finally all over. At least, that's what I thought at the time. Unfortunately, I couldn't have been more wrong. It's been 5 years, but now something has happened that's made me remember all this. Episode 4, Turnabout Beginnings. The end. Bridge to the Turnabout. It's the Holy Jumanji sword, look! It's the Shichibugai! It took us 5 years. Bridge to the Turnabout. Picked up Ace Attorney 1 again when you're streaming, and I finished Ace Attorney 3 like a month later. That's funny. I want to watch the cutscene this time. Foot, 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 foot. Shichishito. The treasured Kurain village heirloom, whose name means 7-branched sword. It is said that this sacred sword represents life itself. Though the branches may appear to be infinite, the choice is limitless. Like our destinies, the sword comes to but one end, one merciless point. And when the silver cord, the fragile thread that binds us to this world, is severed, the illusion is revealed, and the implaceability of fate is finally laid bare. February 6, 9:48 a.m. Rakencall Law Offices. Not tonight, though. that went hard. This town is kind of like this. One road leading to infinite branches. True! He's spitting! He's spitting! Wow. Okay, so I have to admit, did I take a screenshot of it? My initial instant reaction when I read this, says I really thought Diego Armando was Godot's brother. That's funny. It isn't branching, it's splitting. When I read this, the reason I stopped and I just said thanks for the and like stopped talking, is because I thought my initial instant gut instinct, which as we've seen here tonight was only right 1 out of 3 times, was the implication here was that Diego poisoned the coffee. Yeah, good call, Kingo. I won't go back any further. Why now? Dropping frames? Sus. It was only for an instant. That was my instant, like... Wait. What? Did he poison him? Did he sabotage Mia? But then, after getting this reaction... I'm like, oh, okay. No. That can't be. If he just like didn't say a word and like turned and left or something, that would be one thing. Wow. Hey, that was a really cool case. Yeah, him asking for water, right.
Thanks for the coffee.
That was really cool. I continue to think he was Godot's brother well into case 5. That's awesome. I love that. Wow. You know, I've said a few times, particularly like at the start of this game and then like kind of at the end of 2, when I was like, oh, there are like, it feels like there are like plot threads that they're like kind of dangling and leaving open. And I'm interested to see how they all kind of weave in. And it seems like they really are. I mean, I don't know how, like, because this opened with the Shichishito, I gotta believe that what this last case is going to be like a culmination, right? Like of everything. It's just, even I'm glad I looked at the little cutscene, because like it's gotta have stuff like about this, right? Because, like showing, you know, Mia's dead body, you know, it's gotta have like it's gotta have stuff, you know, from this, because, you know, it showed these two, right? Like, and then we got stuff from episode 1, and then 4 again here. So it really does feel like we are. God, she's so bad. It really does. Oh, and we are really like building to a conclusion. It feels like. Yeah, the Faye family mystery. We haven't I guess you know, Mia and Maya's mom has come up in this game already, but that has definitely been the the big plot thread in the background, right, that like hasn't been brought up in, you know, serious conversation, you know, since Turnabout Goodbyes. Oh, look at Emma. Oh, I like her. And so it really feels, whatever this last case is gonna be, I mean, it seems like we're really gonna tie everything together. You know, we're gonna get to the bottom of this Dahlia Hawthorne mystery. I would imagine. You know, even if she isn't the main star, I mean, she's certainly involved with whatever happens to Diego Godot, right? Like, right. I guess it did add the vengeful, and I guess that's true. I guess that's right. That's true. I don't know, but I'm excited. I hope we get more Edgeworth content. It was great having him in this case. But I would love to see him in the present day for one last hurrah, one last rodeo. I'd love to see Franny again. You know? Bring them all back. Right, yeah. And yeah, I mean, it probably did. I mean, oh man, that right at the end, him saying like, "Judge, like, stop the trial," that like that one line is like maybe one of the most important things I've seen Edgeworth like say or do. Because in that moment, he instantly knew what was going on, and he knew that he needed medical attention. Like, it wasn't worth whatever, you know, the results of the trial. I can't remember, like, when they talked about, like, Edgeworth's record, right? Did they say that he had, like, 1 tie and then, like, 40 wins or something like that? Like, I can't remember, like, when they talked about his, you know, his streak, if they brought that up. But, I mean, I would have to imagine that case, I mean, probably did really fuck with him. It seemed like he probably, you know, disappeared for a while and didn't try to come back again for a bit, you know, at least until closer to, you know, around when Phoenix starts. But I gotta imagine that probably did factor into his, like, get the trial over and done with as quick as possible kind of. If they ever stresses having a perfect record is kind of on Karma's thing. I guess that's true. Maybe I'm just remembering that, like, Edgeworth had never lost a trial, or like them saying like, oh, he had never lost a trial until he comes up against Phoenix. But yeah, I mean, like, that all of this goes so far back that, like, of course Edgeworth was involved in this, which has, you know, implications and ties then, you know, to Nick, and obviously, you know, Mia's involved here. Like, the roots go deep. If we find out in the next case that Dahlia Hawthorne sent the lamp, I'm gonna burn my house down. Like, he hasn't lost a trial. That's not the same as a perfect record. Right, right. Yeah, that does that nicely leaves it open for them to be like, well, yeah. Man, and then yeah, it totally recontextualizes the whole first case of this game. And how good that must have felt to finally get that bitch. And then, like, to see her do it again to another guy, you know, like, manipulating and, like... No wonder she went on to set up the Mia Fey Accord. She was fucking emboldened. Phoenix went to swallow the bottleneck. Oh my god, you're right. Yeah. I mean, now it definitely, like, definitely makes a lot more sense for, you know, why she would have taken him under her wing, right? Like, really pulls this one ahead of the other two for me. Greatest Turn does an even better overarching narrative. Yeah, I've really have enjoyed the way everything has kind of flowed together in a way. This has been a really solid game. It, like, kind of pains me to say it, but Case 3 so far has been the worst in that, you know, B+ is still good, it's just that the others are all A+, like... I think if Case 2 was framed worse, then that would, you know, easily be worse. I came away from Case 3 liking it. I think genuinely the only case 3 really solidified the 50. I think the only case in this franchise that I have, like... and Smack is gonna fucking flip. I think the only case where I think back, like, I don't know if I really like this one. This is the only one where I, like, think back and I'm like, oh my god, we are still fucking doing this? Why is this case 3 days? Oh, look at Meech down there. Look at Cody Hackins. I don't like how you can't see the full art in this menu. Yeah, they didn't know how to do pacing yet. I think this story in the second or third game would have been better. Also, I had mono, so I felt like shit. Turnabout Samurai did give us slide evolution though, so hard to hate that. Even this one had a day 3. Bleh. How many days was Rise from the Ashes? 3. They're just long days. The first turnabout. Hey, but that was raw. Great stream, great case. I guess I didn't do the people versus. I wasn't sure if maybe there would be more to this or not, but that's okay. It probably would have been like the people versus the Wild West or something like that. The people versus the Old West. But I'm fine with not having done that. We showed guns. We got through the rest of the case, so that the timing was perfect in that. That's it. That's all I got. Thanks for coming to the stream, y'all. Thank you to Comb with the 3 stream streak. Thank you guys for being here. The people versus the Second Amendment. That's good. That's good. I guess next Tuesday, March 31st, we will start the final case of the Ace Attorney trilogy. That's crazy to say. It'll probably take us about a month to get through. So we're looking at starting a new Tuesday game in May, it seems like. I better start thinking now. And tomorrow, more Tunic. I think I have 2 more streams of that. Yeah. Oh yeah, no, this playthrough ain't going anywhere. No. Definitely still several more weeks. Just squeeze 7 hours out of case 3-4, yeah. Definitely. This will be like its own playthrough. It definitely could be Rise from the Ashes tier length. I wouldn't be surprised. And if it isn't actually, we would make it length. Oh, I should like do something for the end, right? Oh god. Oh, I don't have. Oh. Big love, everybody. I'll be back tomorrow with more Tunics. Big spoilers, but I'll probably spend the first like 10 to 15 minutes just chat yapping on the title screen, kind of like I did last week. So if you show up for the first 10 minutes or so, if you just want to say hi or we'll shoot the shit a little bit. We can do that. Big love. Thanks for being here. Mwah. Bye bye.